when that happens, like I can't deny that. You know what I mean? So am I going to go around telling people that, I used to be in Egypt, I used to do this work in Egypt? No, I'm not. But down deep, I know that synchronicity cannot be just, thrown away as nonsense.
Yeah, it's a hot day. I'm hanging in the sunshine. You should hit me with the splash gun so I cool down. Won't you come on over?
Hey, what's up? It's Case, Everyday Masters. I hope you are staying in your little bubble world as we watch this world spiral out of control. Um, I will have to say that I have been letting the ignorance of the masses seep into my own little bubble world, and I can absolutely notice my level of frustration rising, especially with this war in Gaza. Okay, it's time to be more positive, a more higher frequency. And anybody who can feel these frequencies, I don't care if you can feel it like it's just like a barely tingling, or if it's like this thick plasma soup. You're going to like this video, man. I got this comment from Jim Rowland, and he goes, "Hey, man, go to this interview with Randall Carlson on at the YouTube channel Before Skool. Is it Before Skool or After School? Before Skool with Mark." So Mark interviews Randall Carlson, and he said, "Go to 3 hours and 2 minutes in, and I think you'll find this interesting." Throughout my life, I have been drawn to two cultures. I have been drawn to the Hopi Indians, and I have been drawn to Egypt. And I've never been to Egypt, but I've always been fascinated. And I've had so many synchronicities in my life with these two cultures. And these synchronicities have only amped up after I started channeling these frequencies in 2011. Now, I I don't know how many people that can feel these frequencies have this affiliation with Egypt. I've stumbled across a lot of them, and sometimes it'll be like 10 people in a row, and somehow during the conversation, Egypt gets brought up, and it's just always like this weird synchronicity. So I mentioned this before in a video, but I'm gonna say it one more time. One time I'm in Seattle and I have 8 reconnections scheduled that day. And I get to like the third reconnection. And as soon as I tap my client on the shoulder, she opens her eyes and she says, "I know exactly where I know you from." And I'm like, "Oh, you do? Cool. Where's that from?" And she's like, "I know you from Egypt. This is the same work you were doing in Egypt." Now, even though I've been drawn to Egypt, or I find this inner pull towards their culture, I don't have any memories of living in Egypt. I mean, I don't. So when this person says this, I think it's cool, awesome. I wish I remembered it. You know what I mean? But I don't. But I thought it was really interesting that she just knew. Like there was a knowing in her, her tone. I think it's like 2 more clients, and then I tap this other lady on the shoulder. And as soon as I tapped her on the shoulder, and I said, "Okay, your reconnection's finished," she goes, "I know where I know you from." And I was thinking to myself, dude, if she says Egypt, man, I'm gonna like, shit my pants. This would be crazy synchronicity. She goes, "I know you from Egypt. This is the same work you were doing there." And now I'm like, wow, that's quite a synchronicity there. That's quite a coincidence. So, but still, I don't have a memory of living in Egypt. So, I'm just like, okay, that's cool. The next client, and none of them know each other. Okay. So this is just random people that were drawn to have this reconnection done. The third person says, "I know where I know you from. I know you from Egypt." So, when that happens, like I can't deny that. You know what I mean? So am I going to go around telling people that, I used to be in Egypt, I used to do this work in Egypt? No, I'm not. But down deep, I know that synchronicity cannot be just, thrown away as nonsense. So anyway, I go to this video on Before Skool with Randall Carlson, and I start watching this video. So let's watch this together. I think this is interesting. Oh, also, if you have no idea what I'm talking about with these frequencies and being able to feel this, let's just call it a life-giving energy plasma. Like you'll see what I mean. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to the end of the video first, right here or right wherever. Watch this little part and then come back and watch this part. Now here we go. I find this super interesting.
Well, speaking of woo-woo, I have one last very quick little question for you.
Okay.
So when we went to Egypt on the Uncharted X tour,
Yeah.
We went to Dendera, the
Yep.
temple of Hathor,
Yep.
and there was a ceiling there that had some
Yep.
amazing
I've seen
art
it.
on it, and everybody was taking pictures of it,
Yeah.
saying that you told them to take pictures of this.
I did.
I have a photo right here that I want to
Hey.
share with you.
All right. Please do.
Oops. Here it is. Can you see that?
Yeah, I sure can.
So I'm just curious, why did you ask people to take
Now at the time I'm looking, I'm going, I don't really like see what they're talking about. But I mean, I can see it, but I'm not really looking at it.
photos of this roof?
Wow.
It's a long story.
It is a long story. You've only got part of it here, but the ceiling. Yeah. Well, oh my gosh. Well, what's going on? What's happening in this scene here?
It looks like it looks like ancient space travel.
Mm.
I wish I had a bigger. I took a video of it, but I couldn't get it on here.
Now, this is probably what I would have said too. I mean, if somebody says this is like ancient space travel, then you put that ancient space travel filter on and you're looking, and it looks like, dude, they got like suitcases or something, and they're going up to wait in line and they're being sent somewhere. Okay, I can totally see that. That's
Sure. Well, oh my gosh. Well, there's some very interesting stuff going on.
So do we read this from left to right?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say that it probably makes more sense to read from the left to the right. Because, for example, you see the 14 gods, they're on an ascending staircase.
Hmm.
So it would make sense that you would be reading in the same direction that they're obviously moving. And who's this guy right here?
Both.
Yeah, actually, when I went to Egypt, went out with she was a PhD Egyptologist from Egypt. She said that the presumed correct pronunciation, and I didn't know this until then, but is Tahot.
Oat.
Tahot.
Tahot.
Tahot. Now, I usually say Thoth because nobody's going to know what you say when you say Tahot. But I mean, even like Tahot, I would be curious to see in the Hopi Indian, in their native language, if Tahot means something. I would not be surprised.
Okay, so that's Tahot right there. And who is this leading the entourage of gods right here?
Horus.
That's Horus. And then who have we got? He was the king of the gods, Osiris.
Osiris. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And what are they doing? Well, they're walking, they're ascending this ramp or staircase towards this thing right here.
Is that the moon?
So I want you to look at the position of the Tahot's hands.
This is when I'm like, oh my God, I've been looking at this my whole life and I've never seen this.
And then let's look at these other attendant guys. What are they doing? They're all got their same position, aren't they? Hmm.
I can't tell if they're actually like this, you know what I mean? Like doing this, or if they're actually like this. But the next picture, you realize they're doing this, bro.
Look at here, these guys down here. Oh, look at here. Hmm. What if I told you that there was a way of controlling energy by using motions of your hands, and your arms, and other things like that? Makes sense, doesn't it? Hmm. We've known that magical work and magical invocation is involved that. But what's been missing is a scientific explanation. The scientific explanation is that once you know the correct motions and positions, that the human body itself could be a plasma generator. In fact, how do you, yes, okay. Now, I'm going to show you something else here that,
Now, clearly, you can see their hands are this way, like doing this. Now, I am not a ritualistic person, so I don't like to do the same thing. I will. I mean, I do the same thing, but I'm not like it's not like a ritual. I'll change it up. I'm not afraid of that. But when I do these personal reconnections, it's as ritualistic as you can get, and and some of the points that you do during this reconnection are exactly like this.
I figure, is one of the most important connections. What's happening here? Well, this is Osiris, and you know, Cyrus was resurrected from the dead, right? Oh, wow, same hand movement. Same hand movement, right. Why? Because the key to restoring the life force into Osiris is through the plasma energy. And that's what they're doing. They're using this methodology of controlling the movement of the plasma energy by manipulating with their hands. You see this over here? This is just arbitrary. It's critical to understanding exactly what's going on. See,
Now, before I started to channel this frequency myself, if I would have looked at this, it almost looks like they're praying. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't. I wouldn't piece it together. I wouldn't piece it together. But when you feel it as thick as it is, and you see the results, dude, Randall, you're onto something there, homie.
right here you've got the descending bird, right? This is the symbol of the cosmic plasma right here, the cosmic life force, and it's being controlled by these attendants. Okay, let's go to the next one. Same thing, right? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and reveal a secret at this point because it is that time in the evolution of this planet that it's time to, you know, as Jesus said, shout the end of the age. It'll be time to shout the secrets from the rooftops. Okay, so now take a look at this. Okay, same thing, right? Right. Why are these positions of the hand so important? Why? Because they've set up, what they're doing is they're creating a circuit. They're using their own bodies to create a circuit. And it's a lot more elaborate than that, but it involves a whole type of a ritual in the correct, in a space that has been designed for it, using the requisite geometry and orientation and all of that. Because what you're trying to do here is you're influencing the cosmic life force that is utilizing the plasma as a vehicle. Okay. So now let's look at the next image. That's worth a, in fact, it's worth, hmm, hmm. What's George doing there, the father of our country? He's directing the plasma energy. He is. and he's showing he's got the Masonic apron, right? This is George Washington as a Freemason. He was Grand Master of Masons in Virginia. And one of the secrets is that concealed within the ritualism and ceremonialism and symbolry of Freemasonry are crucial elements of the ancient lost technology. And it's been preserved by Freemasons for centuries, if not thousands of years. So when the world is ready for it, it's there. This is the big one.
I got a lot to think about.
Good, because there is a lot to think about.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like so much information you're giving me. It's like now I'm gonna have to go sit up alone on a mountain for like the next 3 weeks and just process all this.
So I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark, for letting me use this part of the video. I just really, really resonated with Randall's interpretation of the symbols in this in this ceiling. It's amazing how you can look at something over and over and over and not see it. Like literally, I do this so like how can I look at those hieroglyphics and not realize they're going like this, dude? Like, like I don't know. I just find it amazing. So I know that some of you might find this like totally ridiculous bullshit, but as someone who can absolutely feel this, I can tell you that this is absolutely real. I'm not saying that his interpretation is exactly the truth. I'm just saying, dude, what he's talking about, it's real. No. And if you can feel it, I highly recommend that you bring this sensation in as often as possible because it will help you become a sovereign being. It will help you be more of who you're supposed to be and to help others. That's a terrible interpretation of what I said. But you know what I mean, man. If you watch my videos and you can feel this frequency, this isn't like some like little game, dude. It's like, oh yeah, I can feel my energy. Oh yeah, I'm like doing Reiki. No, dude, this is different. This is different. This is going to the times now. And it's time to do this. Okay, man. I hope you guys found this interesting. I will. What's that? Little natty coming at me. Oh, that's good. I'm talking about giving life energy, and I just killed a gnat, like right in front of me. I'm gonna bring it back to life. Oh, so, okay, man. I hope you guys have a great day. Peace. So I want you to try something. I want you to hold your hands up and spread your fingers. Okay.
Yeah.
Spread your fingers a little bit. So I want you to go palms facing palms about this far away. Okay. Now I want you to imagine that your palms are connected by like a cobweb thin string of energy right in the direct center of your palms. And I want you to take one hand and I want you to slowly move it in like maybe like little small circles and see if you can feel that connection in your other palm. So when you move one hand, see if you can feel it moving. You see, is your thumb moving by itself or are you moving it on purpose?
No, they're just moving themselves.
Yeah.
Especially in the left hand, I don't know.
Yeah, I see that thumb moving a lot. Yeah. So can you feel, what does it feel like? Do you have any sensation in that?
I feel that they were stuck and now they just start like melting and moving. I don't know why.
Okay.
Uh,
Are you moving those on purpose?
no,
No?
not at all.
during the session, did you feel your fingers moving or your feet moving or anything, or were you pretty still?
I feel like my left one finger was moving, and I was surprised.
Okay. Huh. Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that before.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
falling down.
They are. They're turning into the same symbol, huh? Interesting. Yeah, I just wanted to see if you could feel these frequencies, because you should be able to feel them yourself. And it's a fun sensation to play with. And I think it's a sensation that when we do bring our awareness and play with these sensations, that I think the benefits far outweigh meditating.
Surfing on a wave of good feelings. Well, it's just another Friday in paradise. So bring your A game, cause you know this party won't stop. We could never run out of time, sipping strawberry lime. You know